You're listening to
Three Women, One Journey,
our unfiltered, uncut podcast,
where we try to navigate this journey we call life.
Join us every week
for conversations,
laughter,
and witty banter.
Welcome to week 4 of our podcast. There is only 2 of us today. Unfortunately, Jill can't be here, so we are going to do a little bit of a shorter episode today, and me and Emma thought it would be really good to talk about some funny experiences that we've had over the years we've been on this earth. So I'm gonna hand you over to Emma, who's gonna get it started, hopefully.
Yeah, so when we started talking about doing funny stories this week, the first one that came into my mind was, at the time it wasn't that funny, but looking back now it was actually quite hilarious, was the day that I moved into my house, so the house that I'm living in now.
Yeah.
So it went through like a whole process of like selling and buying, as you do, and it was a bit of a nightmare, but we got through it. It got to move-in day. We got the phone call saying your keys are here. We thought, awesome. We had like friends and family helping us, so we took like our little vans over to the house to start unpacking all our stuff. And when we got there, the people that lived there before were still here.
No way.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like they were only just finishing moving. They like nothing was packed. They were walking out the house with like handfuls of cutlery and just like clothes on hangers. No, seriously, like clothes on hangers, and it was just them two putting them into the back of an estate car.
No way.
And I just sort of looked at them and thought, I'm not sure what to do here. What's like what do I do? The husband was like, right, just stay calm, it's fine, it's all good. We're just going to help them, move out of our house.
Mm-hmm.
They cleared out our living room for us to put all our stuff in. At the time, we had quite a big corner sofa, so we had to like try and pile that up out of the way so it didn't fall on anyone's head. We couldn't put stuff like anywhere else. And yeah, it was just a little bit of a nightmare, to be honest. My brother ended up having to clean like the whole kitchen before we could start unpacking anything, because the house was actually really grubby when we moved in. It was like not very clean at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it had been looked after very well, to be honest, towards the end of them living here. So yeah, it was just at the time not funny, very stressful. I didn't know what to do, but now when I think about it, I actually find it quite hilarious. Like,
yeah, and you can like tell the boys that when that you like, obviously that when they get to an age of understanding, and that you could say to them this like exact story, like that one that we moved in here, it wasn't smooth at all.
No. It wasn't. It was so weird. But like, it's funny because like we had moved out the night before exchange day. Like we cleaned all of our old house, we packed everything up early. We had the vans for like 2 days, so we could like leave them at my mum and dad's overnight and everything like that. There's the fact that like they'd done the total opposite to us.
Yeah.
Me and my husband were like, "What is going on?" Like we were just so confused. It was the weirdest thing. And it's just the way that they looked at us when we walked through the door and went, "Oh, we weren't expecting you today." Really? It's exchange day. We've bought your house. It was just bizarre.
Yeah.
It was a really strange like situation to walk into. But thankfully they left eventually. And I
It's now
haven't seen them
yours.
since, which is nice. 6 years later.
Just imagine if they just lived around the corner and you were thinking, you're those assholes that were just like relaxing in our new house.
Yeah, that would be really weird seeing them all the time. I don't know where they live now. I don't know, but I haven't seen them since, so probably best, really, 'cause it
Good
was
job.
very bizarre. It's really strange.
Yeah. But it's like such a lovely house that you've got. I've obviously not been in it, but
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was worth the stress. Like we do love it here. It's really nice. It's a bit of like a weird style, and it's like the layout's a bit odd. It's only like one room wide. So
Yeah.
it's not like you don't have like a hallway with like doors coming off the different rooms. You just kind of keep walking through the house until you find the room you need. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just but it's we really like it here. It's really nice. It's, it's good size for us and the twins, and it's just, yeah, it was a bit of a like doer-upper, I guess, when we got here.
Yeah.
Um, but we managed to do it eventually. It took us ages. It was only when we found out we were having twins that we thought we better get this done now because it really needs doing now. It was a bit of a
Yeah.
quick rush to get it finished, but yeah. Um, but yeah, no,
I'm
it's
trying to think if that you had your office done before the boys came along.
no, it was when I was pregnant. I had an office, but it was a bit rubbishy. It
Mhm.
was like I hadn't done it up or decorated it or anything. It had all the old shelving in it and all the old paint colours, and it all just looked a bit naff in here, really. Um,
Yeah.
but now, when we did the rest of the house up, I said to my husband, like, I really want that office done. And yeah, we got it done, and now I'm very happy with it. It's all like pink and black and
It's just
white,
your safe
which is
haven.
perfect. It
I've
is,
just butted
really
in again.
is. It's fine, don't worry. Yeah, it is my safe haven. I love it in here so much. It's my happy place alongside
Yeah.
my bed, which is
Oh, yeah.
also my happy place.
I would say that mine's exactly the same, that I come into my office and I think, "Yes, I can get creative."
Mm,
And then that you go to your bed and also get creative because I've got my laptop on my
mm.
bed, but then I just put it to one side now. I think, no, sleep time and YouTube
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I'm like
yeah,
that. I don't take my laptop into my bedroom anymore because I will just sit on it for hours.
I
And
wish I
I
had your willpower.
don't
I
Yeah,
can't help it.
no, I just can't take it in there anymore.
But
So
yeah,
do you wanna tell us, like, what's happened to you, like, over the years that's been quite funny? Like, what was the first thing that, like, popped into your head when we were talking about this?
okay, so I would say that um that when I went to year six camp, my mum said to me, really want you to go to Mount Severn, which is in Wales,
Mm.
obviously because of like the Severn Bridge. Um,
I did not know that it
and
was in Wales, and I didn't know it was related to that, so you've just taught me something.
oh, that's good. But because that my brother had experienced it and he loved it, my
Mm.
mum and my dad said, "Yeah, that we want you to go." There was a different one. I'm trying to think what it was, like Greatwood or something like that. I don't know if that you've heard of that place. Anyway,
No.
but that we went for the one that was a bit more activity-ish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, um, cutting to the chase, that I absolutely hated it because I was the biggest crybaby. I was homesick.
Oh.
Um, there was 4 of us in a room, me, Sophie, Claire, and Laura, and,
Mm.
um it was, we were out in this, like, foresty bit, and there was, like, I don't know what it's exactly called, but do you know that when it, like, there's a piece of rope that is to one tree to another, like a long bit, and then there's also one, like, a little bit further down what's it called? The trunk of the tree, and
Yeah.
then that you would walk along it so that you'd hold your hands, um, on the top one and then slide yourself along with the other, and it was a
Oh,
little
like a
bit higher up than I was comfortable with, and I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I can't do it, can't do it, can't do it." So that my teacher, my year 6 teacher, Miss Thompson, she
Mm.
said I help you. I'll be down the bottom, and they put like a harness on, so if I slipped, I wasn't just gonna fall.
You're
And
just gonna crash to
anyway,
the floor.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so we got kind of halfway along, and I slipped and I kicked her
Oh,
right in
no.
her fanny.
I did not think that's where that story was going. I thought you were gonna say, like, head or something.
No, I kicked her straight in her,
Ouch.
and there she was like in so much pain, and then
Oh my god.
I just felt so guilty that I'd kicked her right there, even like that I kicked her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, and so then after that bit, um, we we had we only had one bathroom,
yeah.
so one of the girls was in there having a bath, um, and we wanted to clean our teeth, me and Sophie.
Mm.
Um, so we went to knock on the same teacher that I kicked in her knee, knocked on the door, and thought that we heard her say, "Come in." So that we opened up the door because it was
Yeah.
bang opposite ours, and we went to look for her, and she was in a bath.
Oh.
We saw her. We saw her, Harry. But luckily, she didn't spot us because she was looking like the bath must have been like there, and that she was looking the other way. So me and Sophie just crept out and went, I can't believe we just seen
Gosh, that is so awkward,
it.
isn't it?
I know. Um, but I must say that I did have fun there, even though that I
Mm.
cried a lot of the time. We had like a campfire, and it had where that you would like do a song in front of everybody else, like all of the teachers that were there and
Mm. Yeah.
obviously the others. And our room, we done I Just Wanna Make Love to You. If you can imagine like being like 11 and doing the Coca-Cola advert. It is Coca-Cola, isn't it?
Think so,
Yeah.
yeah. Something like that. I can well imagine that
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, and that like me and Sophie were the "I don't want you, na 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 na," na," and then the other ones were, "And I just wanna make love to you."
I think that's the bit I
But it
would
was
wanna
so
sing
funny.
because I think that'd be,
Yeah,
like,
me
the
too.
most, like, empowering part. But then at 11, do you really, like, feel that empowered? Probably not. I don't
No,
really
and you
remember
didn't
feeling
even know
very
what that
empowered.
you were singing.
No.
Yeah.
That's also true. That's also true. It's
Yeah.
like when you listen to, like, Barbie Girl now as an adult, I used to sing that at the top of my lungs when I was about 5. Listen to
Me
the words of
too.
Barbie Girl now, I'm like, "Ooh, that's not okay for, like, a child to be singing." It's a little bit dodgy.
Mhm. Yeah,
I suppose to
definitely.
you, it's just an innocent song, isn't it,
Yeah.
as a kid? But yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, if that you listen to all of, like, the, like, boy bands and stuff like that, and you're thinking, "No way did you sing that." Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Just all the time, just like
Mm.
a pure filth, but not realizing.
Yeah. So that we've got, like, 3 on our list. So,
Mm.
um, what is your second one,
So this one happened on holiday a few years ago. So it was just before COVID, so it would have been like summer 2019. We went to Gran Canaria and we decided to go on a boat ride to go out to see like dolphins and whales and stuff out on the sea. And
Yeah.
we found one that it was quite a big boat and you got like lunch on there and stuff. It wasn't like the nicest, but it was all right. So we thought, yeah, we'll just do that. Like it wasn't too expensive and it looked quite good. So
Mhm.
we were about, I don't know, it was probably about halfway out to like where we were going to go and see these amazing animals. And I said to my husband, I said, I feel a bit sick. I'm not really one to get seasickness, But for some
Yeah.
reason, the water and doing this particular boat ride, I started to feel really ill, and I was like, "I just don't feel good at all." So I was sitting by, like, on the edge of the boat, like, trying not to vomit because I thought that would be really embarrassing. Um,
Yeah.
and one of the men that was on the boat, one of the crew, saw me, and, he came and, like, stood, like, pretty much right over me, and he said to my husband, he's like, "I'll look after your wife, you go and look at the views." And I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" And the next thing I know, I'd vomited, like, over the side into the water.
I thought you were gonna say over the man.
No, thankfully not. I did aim it over the water. And then that's not even the most embarrassing part, by the way. The most embarrassing part was when I'd finished spewing my guts up, he then said to me, "Oh, this will make you feel better." You know, in, like, Spain, you get those massive, like, bottles of water that are about 5 litres, just like the humongous ones, right? He took the lid off one of
Yeah.
them and just poured it all over my head in front of
No.
the whole boat. It was freezing cold water. I was soaking wet, and I just looked at him and I went, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "It'll make you feel better," and then just walked off. And I was like, "What just happened?" And then when we and then part of this, like, boat ride thing was, to not park up, that's the wrong term. Anyway, to stop at, like, these, like, this rocky bit where you could, like, jump
Yeah.
out and go swimming where there's all the fish. And I didn't really wanna go in there 'cause I still felt a bit rough. And he said,
Mhm.
"You need to go for a swim, it'll make you feel better." And he sort of, like, nudged me to, like, the bit to, like, go off the boat, and I thought, "I'm just gonna have to go in now." He's, like, really, like, pushing me to go, and I got in the water, and it was actually a lot of fun, like, it was great. I'm quite a confident swimmer anyway, so it was fun, but I think everyone was just looking at me, just covered in water head to toe, and I thought, "Oh, this is so embarrassing." And, my husband thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen in his life, and he was crying with laughter at me just to make things even worse. He didn't even act a little bit sympathetic. He was just pissing himself, to be quite honest. Yeah, that was really quite an embarrassing moment, but it was quite funny. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever
to look back on it.
yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a situation quite like that before. That's really dumb. But yeah, it was really, again, a really weird situation to end up in, but it was actually quite funny now looking back at it.
Yeah.
Honestly, so only me. This could only happen to me. Like, surely this isn't
Yeah, that
legal.
I always, like, say that, like, if that something's happened, I think, "I bet this doesn't happen to anybody else."
Yeah. You feel like the
Yeah.
biggest plonker ever, don't you? And then you think, "Oh, no one else has
Plonker.
managed this." Yeah, that's my,
I haven't heard that word for ages.
no, that's my little inner Del boy coming out there, innit? Plonker,
Del boy.
Del boy. So yeah, that was, an interesting time of my life,
Yeah.
and hopefully I never see that man again because I might pour a bottle of water
Mhm.
over him. Um, so yeah, that's really that one. What's your next one? What one did you kind of come up with as something that's happened to you that's been quite funny?
Okay, so I worked in Weatherspoons when I turned 18.
Mm,
And I was there nearly a year. Um, and there was, like, a couple of things that happened while I was there.
okay.
So the first one that I I can say was quite, awkward but funny when I look back at it it was curry night. I can't think if steak night's on a Tuesday and curry's on a Thursday, I think. Anyway, so,
Mm,
I think it might have been my first time doing the floor so that you would either be put behind the bar or doing the food, so taking it out to the table. And
yeah.
you had to carry out 3 plates, so one in each hand and one on your left forearm.
Oh God, no thanks.
So there would be like there potentially could have been like 3 curries, or there could be
Mm,
like the poppadoms, the naan, and then the curry, which that's what I did on this occasion.
mm,
And I put the poppadoms down with the right hand, and they were on the table. I
yeah.
took the one from the inside, which was the naan.
Mm.
Naan.
The nan,
For some
the
reason, it
nanny.
just slid out my hand
Oh
and
no.
hit everything, poppadoms, naan, and his curry all down his lap.
Oh no. It landed on him.
It landed on him,
Oh my gosh.
and the manager came over and he said, "Don't worry, sir, we will cover the bill for your dry cleaning." And I was just like, "I'm so sorry." And that had happened a couple of times with some chips, like a bowl of chips.
Oh, that's
And you
not as
just
bad
go,
though.
"Sorry, I didn't mean to throw them at you." But, but yeah, it was really embarrassing,
Oh my gosh.
and I thought to myself, "He's never gonna come back in our Wetherspoons, is he?" But, but yeah, there was that, I was gonna say episode, occurrence, um,
Incident. Yeah.
incident, that's it. And then one that wasn't too embarrassing, but it was, is do you know, I don't know if they do them anymore in the pubs, but it was when that you'd have them on like a hose kind of thing, and that you'd pull it out from the thing, and you could go along like to like 3 or 4 glasses and fill them up with Coke instead of just
Oh
putting them
yeah.
underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you
So
mean.
there it was a really busy, it could have been a Friday or a Saturday, but anyway, it would literally be about 4 lots of people deep, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was heaving, and I
Yeah.
was right up the top. I couldn't escape down the bottom. I'd always say, "Please put me at the bottom." So if I get panicky, then I can just go and just like have like 5 like minutes. No, I was at
Mm.
the top. So I pulled out the thing. It had come loose, and if that little nozzly bit comes loose, then that just like sprays out
Oh no.
like just like like that.
Oh
It was
dear.
all over these quite good looking muscly men.
Oh no.
And I just sprayed them with Coke,
Oh
and I
God.
was like, and they said that we're not that thirsty. And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, obviously, that when you're 18, you're just becoming your own self, you're like
Yeah.
adult kind of, and that you obviously, like, if like some fit men came into the pub, you'd be like, "I'm serving them," kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I just really wanted the ground to swallow me up.
I probably would as well. It's a good job they saw the funny side
Yeah,
though, and they were like, "Oh, we're not that
yeah,
thirsty," like, made a joke about it. Because if, like,
yeah,
that could have gone, like, a whole different way, but I think that's what makes it so hilarious is the fact that they said that and made, like, a whole joke out of it. I like that.
yeah.
That's a funny one.
I think it helps though that they were probably already drunk.
Oh, yeah, they probably wouldn't even remember it in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, and, our managers, they are lovely. I'm, like, still friends with them now, and that we, like, talk on Facebook. So I
Yeah.
don't know if that Nikki will be listening, but if she is, she may remember this, but that we were probably drunk, that we'd always go, into Bristol for
Mm,
our works, do, and I can't remember if it was, like, before Christmas, like, maybe in the November, because 'cause it'd be super busy in the December. I'm pretty
mm,
sure that's what happened.
yeah.
And there I was, like, so drunk that we'd been, like, round all of the the little cocktail bars, the little shot bar. I think one was called Revolution or
Okay, yeah.
something like that. And go in and that you'd get loads of these shots and we'd all just like neck them. I'd never do a shot now. Um, and I remember sitting on the minibus coming home. We were just coming home, and I said, "Oh no, Nikki, I've got a ladder in my tights, haven't I?" And then she said, "Let me have a look." And all of a sudden, that she just like ripped them like right off of my, like just made like a massive hole. And I said to her, I said, "I can't wear them anymore now, can I? Because I don't know if you can remember, if the ladder was, like, higher up, you could put some clear nail varnish on,
Mm,
and
yeah.
it would stop it laddering,
Yeah, I used
but
to
it
carry
was it was
nail
just
varnish with me on nights out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but it was just how that she just, like, ripped it, and I was thinking, "What?"
Just yanking it. Just proper going for
But
it.
yeah, yeah, it was such a good time. I can look back at all the jobs I've had and say, yes, I loved it. Even though that I was still a scaredy cat and stuff, but it definitely shaped me. Um, Sorry about that notification. Um, so yeah, it definitely shaped me into the person that I am now. It gave me a bit more confidence and stuff. So
Yeah. Sounds like it
yeah,
has. I can't imagine anything worse than working in a bar because it's just not my environment, but I can imagine it does make you a lot more confident having to deal with people, like, all the time. It's just, like, continuous, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, and I I would go out on a Friday or a Saturday and then
Mm,
go to the nightclub afterwards, after my
yeah.
shift. So say my shift was like 7 till 10
Mm,
or like 7 till 11. You'd be up in the toilets. I would meet up with my sister
mm,
and my friends would already be at the nightclub. My sister would come in and do my hair because she's a hairdresser,
yeah.
and that I'd have like a little hairspray thing and some hair clips and stuff, and I'd be getting changed into my very short, like, shorts or my,
Mm,
black dress or whatever,
yeah.
and then I'd come down the stairs feeling like $1,000,000 because that you don't look like that you just did, and go into the shittiest nightclub, but it was our nightclub that
Yeah.
there it was always somewhere where you wanted to go because it was
Mm,
just somewhere that where you felt comfortable and they played
yeah.
all the cheese. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Mm,
sounds good. There was a place like that in town for a while. It's gone now. But
yeah,
I always used to head for that one because it was cheap, but I knew it,
yeah,
and the staff were always like the same, so it was actually quite nice to go there every time. And I knew what I was doing there. Like, I knew where everything was, knew where the toilets were, I knew where the smoking bit was, I knew where like, the comfiest chairs were and stuff, like, on the outside. So, yeah, you do just get
yeah,
attached to a place like that sometimes, don't you?
yeah, yeah, totally. Mm. So, what is your third and final little story?
So, my third and final story, it's not a very long one. This was a very, very short one, but it was very embarrassing, but also absolutely hilarious. So, my friend had tickets to go and see Little Mix at the arena in Nottingham. So, I said to her, "I'll go with you," because her friend couldn't make it anymore. So I was like, "I'll go with you." It's not entirely my bag, but I was like, "Oh, it's live music. I'll probably have fun." And to be fair, I didn't really enjoy it. But what
Yeah,
happened before anything is we parked up and we was walking out of the car park. It was like a multi-story NCP car park. And I was just casually wandering through, completely like taking my time, just chatting and just being my normal, like, overexcitable self that I can get sometimes. And all of a sudden, I got this almighty smack on the head. And I was like, what the just happened? And I was so confused. I was like, what was that? And my head was hurting. I didn't know what to do. And I turned around. I'd only walked through the bit where the cars come in, hadn't I? And the barrier come down on my head.
no way.
Yeah. On CCTV, I'm pretty sure as well, in front of people queuing up to come into the car park for this Little Mix show. I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh my god, what an idiot." I hadn't even
it's
noticed that
bad
I was
enough.
walking out.
But I was just about to say it's bad enough that it happened, but to get it on CCTV
Yeah.
and then to watch it back.
Yeah, I've seen, like, on the news or something before or, like, social media, I've seen, like, that there is CCTV pointing at those barriers, so I know that it was recorded. I reckon if there was a
Yeah.
security person looking at that footage, they would have been absolutely pissing themselves. I mean, I was very
I don't
lucky that it
know.
didn't knock me out, to be honest. It was hard.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear, but it's like 10 to 10 as that we're recording this. And there's a child running up and down outside. And I'm thinking,
Ooh,
they sound about 4.
oh
I
dear.
I would be fast asleep. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, I hope they've got someone with them.
Yeah, they're definitely out there with
Oh,
somebody.
that's all right then. They've not
It's
escaped or
probably my
anything.
next door neighbour's granddaughter.
Oh, maybe. Just having the time of her life away from her parents or something.
Yeah.
Being allowed to stay up and run around at all hours.
Yeah.
When you
But
said you could hear
yeah,
a child, I thought, "I can't hear a child." I thought you meant mine.
yeah, that
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you would have stopped and gone,
Yeah.
"Hang on a mo."
Hang on a minute, them 2 are wild. No,
Yeah.
they're snoring away in their bedroom.
Aw. Mm. So, my last one is
Yep.
quite short as well.
Cool.
So, I'll say I was about 14. I could have been 15. I definitely wasn't 16 because I definitely would have known better. Um, so it was before that you could afford to no, obviously it was before that you had contract phones. It was pay as you go.
Mm,
And my mum used to have a job between like 4 and 8. She was like a cleaning supervisor
mhm,
um at this like school. Um so me and my brother would get home and he was old enough to look after me and he, and the we would kind of use the home phone to phone our friends, but when our friends home numbers were engaged because their like brothers were like on the internet because it was like for dial up
oh, yeah, God.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Um I did it. My brother didn't own up to much of the numbers that were on the phone bill. I definitely had like about 3 pages full that mum and dad went through and said, "Whose is that? Whose is that? Whose
Oh,
is
no.
that?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's her, that's her, that's her." Um, the phone bill come to £396
Wow.
for the I don't know if that was for the quarter. Um, but anyway, my mum used to give us our family allowance so that she'd say, "Right, this is kind of like pocket money," that we didn't have pocket money as such,
Mm,
we just have our family allowance. And when that's gone, don't ask for any more. Um, so until that bill was paid off, because I didn't have a job then,
yeah.
um, I didn't have any family allowance, and my mum put a block on the phone. My brother hated me,
Oh, no.
and yeah, that she put a block on it until that I learnt my lesson. I didn't have any money until I'd paid it off, and I was grounded for a little bit as well, just to punish me to like say you won't do that again in a hurry holes.
No.
So yeah, and me and my brother we love each other now. But they would get home from school and we'd have Sky, and I would want to watch Nickelodeon. He'd want to watch this channel called Trouble. I don't know if that was around because obviously I'm a few years older than you.
Mm,
Um, but I wanted to watch like Two of a Kind with the Olsen twins
Oh,
in,
yes,
and he'd
love
want to
them.
watch like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Yeah.
which I did go on to love. Anyway, I'd say no, I've got the control. No, I've got the control. And he'd gotta say, if you don't give it to me, I'll punch you in the mouth. So I'd
Wow.
just give it to him. So then that I like dobbed on him and I said to mum, I said he keeps on threatening to hit me. So mum said, I'll sort out the problem for you. And she put the control in her bag and went on to work. So that we got
That's
home from school
amazing.
and just had channel 1, 2, and 3 and 4. I don't think channel 5 was about then, I don't know. But,
I
um,
remember.
but yeah, it was like that we weren't punished unless that we deserved to be punished, that we
Yeah.
weren't, like, shouted at all the time
Mm.
or anything like that, but it was just to, like, share
Yeah.
and yeah, to know what's right and what's wrong and
Yeah.
stuff, but that, like, it was always a love-hate relationship. I don't know if there you've got that,
Yeah.
there with yours, um, but yeah, that me and my brother, it was just like, "Don't talk to me at school unless you're in trouble." But now that as that you know that, like, I've got such a good relationship with him,
Yeah.
um, so yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, how, like, your relationship with your brother is, um, like, when you're a kid, you can't you look obviously, you do anything for them, but you hate them
Yeah,
as well at the same time. I was like that with my brothers. Um, and I know that I've got a friend who's got a brother, a younger brother as well, same as me, and I'm pretty sure they were the
yeah,
same, but now they, like, get on really well. They're a lot closer.
yeah,
Like me, especially my middle brother, he,
yeah,
we didn't really speak for a while because we were just like
yeah,
we had nothing in common, but now we are close and we
mhm,
get on really well, and I love him to bits. I couldn't be without him, but um, and my other brother as well, obviously, can't leave him out.
yeah,
But me and my youngest brother kind of always got on a little bit more, but we did used to
yeah,
obviously bicker and everything. To be fair, we probably fall out more now, or like take the mick out of each other more now than me and my other brother did when we were kids.
yeah,
Um, Not fall out, but like argue about silly things or make comments to each other about stuff. I don't know, just like bickering, same as always, I guess. Um, but yeah, it's
yeah,
funny how it changes so much when you're older, isn't it? But it's good that it changes because it's nice having them around.
yeah. I would say that my brother that's in heaven now, um, he always gave me the nickname Pain, and
Oh,
I I didn't ever live with him because he's my dad's first marriage,
mm,
um, but I guess that being the little sister, that you are the pain, and
yeah,
every time that would, like, say bye, I'd give him a hug, and even right up until that he died, um,
yeah.
I'd give him a hug and we'd, like, squeeze each other tight, and he'd say, "Squeeze," and he'd go and instead of, like, calling me Holly, he'd go, "Right, Pain?" So,
That's so funny.
yeah, that, like, I'd say that, like, me and my sister are, like, best friends,
Mm,
um, and yeah, they're both my brothers are really caring and stuff,
yeah,
so obviously my brother's, in heaven but they're like, if
yeah,
he was here now, he'd do anything for you. They're like, he was
yeah,
that kind of person, so
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That we
that's really
get
nice.
deep again.
I know we did. We keep taking a turn, don't we?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no,
goes from a phone bill.
no, it's nice that that relationship is there though, isn't it? Was there with them
Yeah,
when you get older. I think you need it more when you're an adult as well, or like an older
definitely.
more because when you're a kid, you've got your parents and stuff, and you think you know everything anyway. But when you're a little bit older, I think you need your siblings around a bit more, don't you? So
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes my sister will ask me for advice, and I think, "Ooh, I feel quite important as, like,
Mm,
the little sister."
yeah, yeah. But you've both got different life
Yeah.
experiences, haven't you, I suppose? So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're older,
definitely.
yeah, when you're older, even if one of you's younger, you've both experienced different things. So you've maybe got some wisdom that she can't think of at the time, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, we have, come to the end of the podcast,
We have.
and, yeah, it's been really fun that we've definitely missed you.
We
Um,
have.
yeah, um, obviously, it doesn't feel complete without you.
No.
Hopefully that you're listening back to us.
She's probably thinking, "Nah, screw them."
Nah.
Yeah, no, it's been, yeah, it's been weird without her here, but hopefully she'll be
Yeah,
back next week, which would be lovely to have her back with us.
yeah. Also, I wanna say thank you for anybody who's been listening,
Mm,
and people that have just, said, "Oh, that, like, I like this bit in your podcast," and
yeah,
stuff like that. It just makes it worthwhile making.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun making it, don't we? And,
Yeah.
we like it's nice to have, like, a good catch up every week and just have a chat for an hour, but I do know that, when people listen to it, it does make it really nice, that people, like, want to listen to us and stuff, so yeah, I would agree with Holly, thank you, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, well, Emma's gonna sign out now.
Well, thank you so much for listening to us this week. We will be back next week with another little chat, and we will catch up with you on social media as well. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. And we will see you all soon.
Alright. Take care, everyone. Bye.